doing everything he can to just try and keep this deficit at 1 goal. Crystal Palace have certainly been the better of the two sides in terms of chances created. Now Van Dijk across again to Konate, and then back to Van Dijk, over the top to Gakpo. Bounces behind for a goal kick though for Crystal Palace. That's the sort of football that Liverpool have been reverting to. Everything he can to just try and keep this deficit at 1 goal. Crystal Palace have marking in the channels of the two sides. Discipline that Crystal Palace have shown, they've created, not just from the back but from the front as well, where they've been closing down and holding on to, forcing Liverpool back. Goal kick taken by Lacroix and away by Henderson, and away by Konate, now by Richards. Wharton heads this to his right hand side. Munoz tries to get there, Gakpo lofts this over, and across comes in towards the middle by Florian Wirtz, and away and behind it goes by Tyreek Mitchell before Mo Salah can get there. It's going to be a corner now on the right hand side for Liverpool. Well dealt with by Tyreek Mitchell, an out swinging corner on its way from Dominic Szoboszlai again from the right hand side. Up come Van Dijk and Konate from the back. Konate's in there, Isak's in there at the moment as well, and this is Alexis McAllister. Swinging corner on its way. Goes towards the back post, headed away by Richards. Nodded down though by Munoz, and a chance maybe for Crystal Palace to break as Wharton comes away with the ball on his right hand side, gives this to Sarr. Sarr being chased down now, he's continued his run down the right hand side, he's now back to Munoz. Tackle comes in from Konate, it's a throw into Crystal Palace on the right hand side, where they've taken the ball deep into Liverpool's half before losing back out on that drive. And Chris Richards slowly makes his way across to take the throw in. 54 minutes gone here at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 0 at the moment. Richards looking for options in the middle, a long throw expert, expecting this to go into the area. Using a towel just to dry the ball. Cross, throw goes in. Takes a bounce towards the edge of the area. Shot can't be taken, but Cody Gakpo's clearance is blocked and it's fallen back to Szoboszlai, who has to go back to Alisson. First time clearance, away it goes up towards Dean Henderson, who will take his time with possession inside of Crystal Palace's area. Henderson picks the ball up and rolls this out to his right in the direction of Chris Richards. Just down the line for Wharton. Wharton's got plenty of space and can take this up to the halfway line. Back it goes though, into the middle now for Mateta. First touch can't get it under control, second gets it out to Pino. Pino now to his left hand side as support. Mitchell gets this on the edge of the area. Low cross in towards the middle, away it goes by Konate. And the free kick's been given in favour of Liverpool from the 6-yard box. It looks to me like Mateta and Konate just gone into the ball together to outstretch for it, but the referee's seen something in there that he deems a foul against Mateta. Nothing in it for me, there's been no contact made. The free kick's been taken by Alisson and he's played it short to his left hand side. Now for Van Dijk, across it goes to Konate, now out to the right hand side for Szoboszlai. Through the middle, first touch by Gakpo. Wants to beat his man and he's knocked down. It's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. It's going to be taken by Florian Wirtz, takes it immediately, plays it across to Konate. So that's Van Dijk to his left. Goes through the middle to McAllister, now to the right hand side for Gravenberch. Gravenberch across to Szoboszlai, back through the middle for Gravenberch again, tries to beat his man. That's an awful tackle from Kamada. He might see a yellow card for his efforts as well. He walks away from the situation. Takes his head towards the referee. I think that's a very good decision by the referee there. And now we've got a bit of altercation going on between Gravenberch at the moment and Pino. The referee's just going to count out the steps away from the ball to determine how far away Pino can stand. He's definitely not stood 10 yards. He's been moved away by Dean Henderson. Szoboszlai's cross into the box is going to cause some defensive troubles for the host, and it goes. Headed goalwards this time by Konate, but held on too well by Henderson, inside of the 6-yard box, just waits for Crystal Palace to clear the area. Now roll this to Richards on his right hand side. It goes towards the halfway line, down by McAllister, controlled by Verts, and now for Gakpo. Back to McAllister again. To the left for Gakpo. Gakpo feeds it back through. Kirkes tries to beat his man, but the tackle's made by Munoz, and it's going to be a throw on the left hand side now for Liverpool, equal with the edge of the 6-yard box. On the left hand side. Now to Kirkes. Also goes to Van Dijk. Now for Gravenberg. To Szoboszlai. This back in, left foot across in towards the middle, beats it to the back post. Wonderful save by Henderson, and a touch by Richards, and then he's put it behind. That's an outstanding save to readjust. The ball over towards the back post was outstanding just as well by Dominic Szoboszlai. It's bounced to absolutely everybody, and the quick adjustment that was needed by Henderson before Verts got a touch to it. It's behind now for another Liverpool corner. Szoboszlai with the outswinger again. Plays forward once more for Liverpool. And it goes towards the middle. And away by Mateta. The back post on the edge of the area at the moment with Gakpo. Back to McAllister now, across to Florian Verts again. And then back across to McAllister. And onto the left hand side. Now to Kirkes. Tackle comes in from Munoz. Kirkes comes away with the ball. It's now with Isak. Isak onto the edge of the area. Can't get a shot away. Back down the left hand side for Kirkes. Cross comes in. First touch from Lacroix. Straight into the path there of Salah. Henderson tried to get the shot saved, but it was blocked first by the sea of Crystal Palace players, and as the ball goes away, it's chased down by Pino and collected by McAllister before the new Crystal Palace signing could make his way through. Well, still in goal otherwise was Yeremy Pino. Now it's with Munoz. Out to the left. Now Kamada. Kamada holds up play. Flag stays down. Tries to get it back through to Mateta, but away comes Szoboszlai. Inside now to McAllister. Across another one. And another one to Gravenberg. Gravenberg's got space to move into the opposition half here. On the left hand side, he's got support by Gakpo. Finds Gakpo. Support in the middle with Isak. Salah making a run at the back post. Can Gakpo get the cross in? No, instead goes back to Gravenberg. Sends this goalwards. And he's dragged it wide. And another goal kick for Crystal Palace. Well, there are a couple of sides that will also be closing the gap on Liverpool should they fail to take anything from this game. Crystal Palace, of course, is one of them that would benefit from Liverpool losing. Chelsea, another. They're leading by a goal to nil, albeit by down to 10 men at the moment. And a goal from Matheus Nunes, followed by a goal from Oscar Bob, means Man City are leading by 3-1, so they go up into 6th place at the moment. They'll then go 5 points off the league leaders. As well, Leeds United, who are leading by 2-1 at the moment against Bournemouth, who, of course, therefore would fall down to 7th place. Those are the latest in and around the grounds in the Premier League as we reach the hour mark here at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 0. All away by Henderson. Headed back over the top and helped back to his goalkeeper by Lacroix, but it has to be by his feet, so the first time clearance from Henderson is paramount. Over the top it now goes towards Mateta. He's through on goal at the moment. He's got support to his left, tries to bring it to his left, but the tackle's made by Szoboszlai. Liverpool are wanting the flag to go up, and it's going to now, but I'm not sure if that was the initial pass to Mateta or if it was the ball he played across to Yeremy Pino that was in an offside position. Just looking at the replay. It's very close. I think Dominic Szoboszlai might actually be keeping the initial pass on. The flag's gone up anyway, so if it is against the run that was being made on that right hand side, I think that is harsh. Crystal Palace are going to make a first change of their own, and Will Hughes is coming on. There's nothing that indicates this is injury related, but Adam Wharton is going off in his place. So Wharton off, Hughes on, the first change for Oliver Glasner and Crystal Palace. Van Dijk now to the left hand side for Konate, now for Kirkes. Kirkes back to Konate inside of the centre circle. Out to the right hand side now for Szoboszlai. Down the right hand side finds support by Salah. Takes it to the corner flag. Tackle made by Gay. Back heel from him. Tyreek Mitchell's going to struggle to get there up against Salah at the moment. They're battling away together, and the free kicks are eventually given in favour of Crystal Palace, but it required the support of the linesman, who was quite reluctant to waving the flag and indicating that to the referee. It's quite confident from Mark Gay, but as Mitchell's coming away with the ball, Mitchell's losing out, is out on the tackle to Liverpool's top goal scorer. For the last couple of seasons it has been Mo Salah. So far this season it is the player they are without in Hugo Ekitike. I dare say that based on this performance so far in the final third, Ekitike is certainly a player they're missing at the moment. As Mitchell breaks down on that left hand side, cross comes in, it's blocked by Konate, and this time it's bounced back off Mitchell and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Of course, the argument that was when Crystal Palace scored from their corner, that should also have been a goal kick. The referee gave a corner for it and Palace went on to score. And Gakpo on the left, in towards his own half, forced to go all the way back to Van Dijk on the edge of the area. Now to chip the ball over the top, headed away by Lacroix, and down by McAllister. And Gakpo ball back in the end and finds Isak. Isak towards the edge of the area now with McAllister back into the middle for Isak. A chance now for Liverpool. Has he done too much? Yes, he has. He does eventually get the shot away and it's gone wide. But he had a bit of space, had a bit of time, and eventually Crystal Palace players just went to him like a magnet. Should have got that shot away sooner, but as his footwork managed to bring the ball inside of Chris Richards, he then lost his footing. He was off balance when he got the shot away. The tackle was made in the end by Lacroix, and that's where he's wanting the penalty for, and as he dribbled that in, it's a good tackle by Lacroix. Looking at it from this angle, it looks like he's just got his toe to the ball to knock it away from Isak. Now we're going to see another change for Liverpool. It is McAllister that is going off, and on comes Curtis Jones, so another like-for-like change on its way, this time for Liverpool. So McAllister off, Jones on. Goal kick that goes away upfield, headed on towards Mateta. Can't get it headed past Alisson, but the flag goes up for offside and the referee allows play to continue because the ball was in the arms of Alisson. Now to Gravenberch, out to Soboslai. Back go again to Gravenberch. Back out to Soboslai again. This goes in towards the middle, headed goalwards by Gakpo, but behind for a goal kick. Again Henderson taking his time, 25 minutes plus any added time left to go in this game. So plenty of time still for Liverpool to get something out of the game, if not all 3 points. A bit more than attacking intent from Arne Slot and Liverpool. Away it goes now by Henderson once more. It goes straight out of play for a throw-in on that left-hand side for Liverpool. And Kirkes goes across to take it. And the ball ends up on the field. Kirkes throws this back now to Van Dijk. Takes it to the edge of his area and passes this back a few yards to Alisson. Take this out of his area and goes back to Van Dijk again. Van Dijk now to his left hand side. Over the top from Kirkes, brought down by Isak. Wants to run down that channel. Lacroix gets in with a all-time tackle. It's going to be a throw into Liverpool on the left hand side. This goes Milos Kirkes to take it. Gakpo was prepared to do so, but left the ball in the end as Kirkes throws this back to McAllister. And with Jones. Now across to Konate. And back to Van Dijk. Out to the left hand side once more. This is blocked. Falls back to Kirkes. Now to Van Dijk. And then back to Kirkes. Kirkes continues that run down the left hand side. Gakpo takes over control. Through the middle it goes to Konate. Still has support down the right hand side, gets the pass away to Salah. And back inside to Konate. Inside of his own half. Pass again, forcing Liverpool to have to play the ball back. They can't just push forward or drive forward at all with the ball. And Szoboszlai searches down that right hand side towards Salah. Gay gets there and gets a touch, but goes back to Henderson. Left footed clearance from the Crystal Palace goalkeeper, headed on by Pino towards Mateta, but it's all the way through to Van Dijk. He plays this short now to McAllister, out to the left hand side to Jones. And Jones further left for Kirkes. Now Gakpo beats his man on the left hand side, takes us to the edge of the area, cross comes in, headed away by Gay towards the back post, and away comes Munoz. Munoz to Pino. Pino tries to beat Szoboszlai. Both go into a challenge together, and it's Szoboszlai that comes away with the ball. Can't find Mo Salah with his ball down the right hand side, down away by Mitchell. Towards the halfway line, brought down by Jones. Out to Kirkes. Kirkes tries to get a shot away, it's blocked. Back to Kirkes. And across it goes to Konate. Now back to Jones. On the edge of the area at the moment, Kirkes gets the cross in towards the middle. It's past Isaac and headed behind again by Tyreek Mitchell before it gets there into Salah once more. It's going to be another corner on the right hand side for Liverpool. It's the sixth corner of the afternoon. And I imagine it's going to be just like the others, with Dominic Szoboszlai going across to take an out-swinging corner on its way. Back comes Van Dijk and Konate. Exactly as of course in there. Just goes all the way towards the back post, headed away by Mateta again. Goes to Gravenberch on the edge of the area. Across it goes to Florian Wirtz and back to Gravenberch. And to the left hand side as Crystal Palace move in unison. Cross comes in from Szoboszlai towards the back post, headed by Isaac over. Goal kick for Crystal Palace again. They'll survive another scare. Liverpool will really be wondering what it is that they've got to do. Themselves on the score sheet here. However, you could probably give the exact same argument that Crystal Palace are wondering what's happened that's left them in a situation where they're not more goals to the good. Some fantastic saves have been made by Alisson, and of course they've hit the inside of the post as well. Ball kick away by Henderson, and now Gravenberch over the top to Jones. Now to Kirkes. Kirkes back to the edge of the area with a pass now to Van Dijk. Across it goes to Konate. One being made by Szoboszlai on the right hand side, but Frimpong is warming up, so we fully expect Jeremy Frimpong to come on. Whether that means Szoboszlai can move back into a midfield area or if he's the one that's taken off, we'll have to wait and see. It goes towards Konate at the halfway line. Short pass to Jones. Jones out to the left hand side. And then down the line. First touch through the middle. Away it goes by Lacroix. First touch by Pino, who's not very good. And Konate's tackle is just kept in play by Florian Wirtz. And Liverpool still have possession inside their own half. Up towards the halfway line it goes. Turns to his right. Plays this short now to Van Dijk. Across another now to Konate. Into the opposition half. Konate down the line. It's with Szoboszlai. And Konate. And now Van Dijk. Now Kirkes. Further left. Now for Gakpo. Back to Kirkes. Kirkes on the edge of the area. Across to the right hand side. There's space here for Szoboszlai. Brings it back in towards the middle, but away by Gahey. And it's the throw in on the right hand side now for Liverpool. Taken by Szoboszlai, so Liverpool's decision to make those changes will have to wait. Now to Jones. Across to Konate, now to Van Dijk. Out to the left hand side with Gakpo. Cross comes in towards the middle. Caught and held by Dean Henderson. Moves onto the ball again inside the 6-yard box and takes his time. We still have just under 20 minutes left to go in this game. Henderson's ball upfield goes all the way through to Alisson. Alisson gives it out to Szoboszlai. Has space to move out to the right hand side. Long ball over the top, caught and held well by Henderson, a bit too far ahead of any Liverpool players. Henderson rolls this out now to Kamada. Kamada tries to bring the ball under control, but he slips and loses out on possession. Liverpool have a chance here at the moment with Szoboszlai. He can't get his shot away, and now it's a Crystal Palace break that comes on with Sarr down the right hand side onto the edge of the area. Can't get his shot away, crosses instead towards Mateta. It's been cleared as far as Will Hughes, now across to Mitchell again. Still on the edge of the area at the moment. Mitchell's cross goes in towards the back post, free header, but it's been blocked after it's headed by Milos Kerkez. Liverpool come away with the ball down the left hand side. Kerkez gets the ball away. First touch by Gakpo, can't keep it in play though for his second. Tackles made by Richards, so into Liverpool on the left hand side. A great quick reaction from Milos Kerkez, because the header at the back post that caused all sorts of trouble. Well, we will see. Florian Wirtz going out, so he's going to go and sit down, and in his place we will see Federico Kieza. It's the first change there. And the second change is going to see Jeremy Frimpong coming on. And he is going to be replacing Ibrahima Konate, who has struggled in this game. I think it's likely that Szoboszlai may even go in at centre-back at this point. We're about to see the changes for Crystal Palace. Eddie Nketiah is ready for coming on. That's the first of the changes or of this passage of change.
Welcome to our audio comment.
Van Dijk. Down the left hand side. So it gets to Gakpo, waits for the overlapping run. Tries to get the ball back, but it's tackled by Lacroix. Zone taken quickly, zone short. Cross comes in on that left hand side by Kerkez. All the way through to the back post where Frimpong currently occupies. I think fair play to Frimpong's honesty as he just tried to keep the ball in there. He could have knocked it back and gone down when he was surrounded by two Crystal Palace players, but he stayed on his feet. And he's out. Kerkez, cross comes in, missed by Gakpo, back to Szoboszlai. Another fantastic save by Henderson. I think we're going to have a goal kick for that one. Saying that it came off of Mo Salah last on its way through. Have a look at the replay. Oh, it has come off Salah. It's not a save by Henderson, it's off the toe of Salah, who stretched his foot out, but he was in an offside position, so it will be a free kick to Crystal Palace anyway. Well, he's looking at the replay. The indications that he was in an offside position. Salah, it's not a save by Henderson, it's off the toe of Salah, who stretched his foot out, but he was in an offside position, so it will be a free kick to Crystal Palace anyway. Well, he's looking at the replay. The indications that he was in an offside position. He's looking at the replay. The indication is that it was an offside position. Now Allison. Now Van Dijk. Kieza through the middle. Van Dijk's going to give chase. Tackles made though by Nketiah. The free kick has been given in favour of Liverpool, and we'll see another yellow card here, and this time it's going to go to Crystal Palace's number 9, the substitute Eddie Nketiah. He's got the ball. He's absolutely got the ball in that tackle, so I can understand his frustration. But the referee's decision is that it is going to be a free kick in Liverpool's favour. Van Dijk takes this to his right-hand side for Gravenberch, who's dropped in at centre-back. Out to Frimpong, who can't keep this in play and shows his frustration by throwing the ball down. It's going to be a throw-in now that Tyreek Mitchell will go across and take. To the final 12 minutes of regular time. Throws this down the line. It goes back to Mitchell again. Inside now to Lerma. Lerma back to Mitchell. Mitchell through the middle. Space here for Mateta. Mateta can drive down that left-hand side. Mitchell's making a run still. Mateta's cross comes in towards the middle. It's headed by Nketiah. It was a free header, and he's headed it wide from around about 6 yards out. It's a great ball in from Mateta, and Nketiah had got the run away from his centre-back, his marker. He just flicked it on instead of directing that cleanly at goal. I think he may have got the jump all wrong, but he'd had a free header. It's one that he'd wish he'd have back, I'm sure. Goal kick taken by Allison, away by Richards. And back by Van Dijk towards the halfway line. Lerma gets there first, but Frimpong brings him down. That's a free kick. Back to his feet quite slowly. Frimpong, there's no way that is a free kick. Play will continue. A lot of time is given at the end of this. Liverpool, of course, with so far this season plenty of stats in their favour that says they score late in these games. We're heading towards Liverpool time at the moment, the time that they tend to score the goals. In from Hughes towards the back post, and back across, and away it goes by Gravenberch, only as far as the edge of the area, and the effort from Lerma goes over, and it will be a goal kick to Liverpool. Allison rolls this down onto the edge of the 6-yard box and takes the shot to Gravenberch. So Gravenberch stopped in at centre back. It means Szoboszlai's moved further afield again. To the middle towards Szoboszlai. Now to Van Dijk. Beats his man and has to get the ball back to Curtis Jones, who goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. With Allison. Out right to Salah, who can't keep this in play. It was close. It's going to be a throw-in on the left-hand side now for Crystal Palace. Mitchell will take this. Down the middle for Mateta, takes a touch and gets the ball out to Eddie Nketiah. Back it goes to Richards, all the way back to Henderson. Henderson's ball away into the opposition half. Nketiah's going to try and get there, but it's away by Van Dijk again, flipped on by Isak. Towards the run that's being made there by Kieza. It's Margay that gets there to beat him to it. His clearance down the left-hand side is away by Frimpong, and we're going to have another Crystal Palace going, this time in Liverpool's half. Tyreek Mitchell will be the one to go across and take it. Again through the middle towards Mateta. Holds up play at the moment. Tries to switch this out right, but it's taken a block, headed down by Gay towards Mitchell, and back to Gay again. Now across to Lacroix. Lacroix through the middle, brought down by the chest there of Frimpong. And forward to Kieza. Tackle once more made, and Mitchell comes away with the ball. Passed inside to Jefferson Lerma, but it's well read by Dominic Szoboszlai. To his left hand side finds Van Dijk inside of Chelsea, inside of Crystal Palace's half even. Now to the left hand side for Kieza, now to Szoboszlai, all the way back to Gravenberch. Turns back to his left and plays this short to Dominic Soberslide. Now for Jones. And back again. Switched over to the right hand side for Frimpong. First touch tries to beat his man, but Tyreek Mitchell's alert to it. And there's a chance here now for a Crystal Palace break with Kamada moving forward. Drops inside, plays it back down the line, and a run being made here by Mark Gage. Still with Crystal Palace at the moment, back inside. Now Kamada switches this out to the right hand side. Nice first touch there by Munoz. Keeps it in play. Outside of the area, can he get across in? No, instead goes to Will Hughes, who's under pressure at the moment. Forced to go back into his own half, and does so with a pass all the way back to the right hand side, and away it goes by Munoz. Now Kirkhead. Now across to LaCroix. LaCroix through the middle, brought down by the chest there of Frimpong. And then forward to Kieza. Tackle once more made, and Mitchell comes away with the ball. Eddie Nketiah. And he wants a free kick for the tackle made by Crystal Palace striker. And the referee's abided and given him the free kick just outside of the centre circle inside of Liverpool's half. Another change will now be made for Liverpool. We're going to see the departure of Alexander Isak. In my opinion, he hasn't had the greatest of starts for Liverpool. And he is being changed for Rio Ngumoa, who scored the winning goal in Liverpool's 3-2 win against Newcastle last season. Scored it in the very final moments of the game. Unsurprisingly, it continued the streak that Liverpool have had of late goals. Now to Gay, out to Mitchell. Tackle made by Frimpong. And away comes Soberslide. Towards Gakpo. Out to the right hand side now for Frimpong. Searches with a through ball, and it's away by Mark Gay. Well, a couple of late goals to tell you about in the Premier League. Brighton have just gone 2-1 up against Chelsea. Their turnaround is complete. Chelsea, of course, going down to 10 players. Leeds are now 2-2 with Bournemouth at the moment. Krupi just scored to level things up there. Going taken by Salah. Now to Gakpo. Gakpo lays this off. The shot goes goalwards and it goes wide. And there'll be a goal kick to Crystal Palace. Henderson will place the ball down and again take his time. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw a yellow card in this half for something similar to this. If not from Dean Henderson, then from a Crystal Palace defender. Now with Mitchell on the left hand side. By supporting Kamada. Kamada lays this ball off now for Mark Gay to maybe get a shot away. It's blocked by Mateta. Falls in the end to Nketiah, who can't get his shot away from the goalkeeper. It's held on too well. Field it goes now to Frimpong. On the right hand side. In the middle now for Gravenberg. And across to Jones. Jones for Gakpo. Gakpo with space to move into down that left hand side. Finds support there from Kirkes. Gives the ball to him. Kirkes on the edge of the area. Back it goes to Gakpo. Can he get a shot in perhaps? No, he's looked for other options. Goes out to cross. Gravenberg plays it further out right now for Frimpong. There are options in the middle. Can Frimpong get across away? No, gives it to Gravenberg. Cross comes in towards the back post. It's headed away. It's fallen to Federico Chiesa, who's pulled it back for Liverpool. And it's been on its way throughout the course of this game. While they haven't really created anything too clear-cut, they're the side that's been in possession for the majority of the game. And it breaks Crystal Palace's hearts that once again Liverpool are scoring in the final 10 minutes of a Premier League game. The cross came in, it was headed away by LaCroix. Straight into the path. I'm not sure if that took a touch off the thigh of Cody Gakpo before it went through to Kieza. It might have, just to give the ball to him. And he put that into the bottom corner He's already received the booking. He's got himself on the score sheet now. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 1. The scoreline, and we're going to have a VAR check on this as to whether this was handball on its way through. So, from the view I'm going to get to see this replay at this moment in time, it's not clear cut to me. Of course, the referee will be able to have looks at different angles and be able to zoom and get much better views of it, will Matt Donoghue, and then he'll be able to relay that information back to Chris Kavanagh. So there is a VAR check going on at the moment, which may very much delay the added time. Now, Chris Richards goes down to head the ball away. Has that caught the hand of Mo Salah, who's jumped up for the ball? And in fairness, he has jumped up for the ball with his left arm outstretched in the air as far as it can go. So if that's made any contact, as far as I'm concerned, that's handball. If it's not, the goal's absolutely fine. But there's always the question when it's come off somebody's hand as to whether it's deliberate, whether it should count, or whether it impacts anything. On this occasion, he's jumped with the arm quite firmly in the air. So if a decision's going to be made and the ball has touched his hand, it's handball. But Matt Donoghue has spoken to Chris Kavanagh, who's pointed to the halfway line. The goal is going to stand. We are Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 1 now. And Crystal Palace will get things back underway for us, and it will be Mateta to do so. Mateta out to the left-hand side for Mitchell. Mitchell brings it back for Lerma. Lerma crosses in towards the back post. It's gone behind and out of play for a goal kick now to Liverpool. And all of a sudden, the momentum that Crystal Palace has spent the best part of the last 85 minutes building here at Selhurst Park has faded. And it is momentum with the visitors. Out to the left-hand side now for Kirkes. Inside for Jones. Jones down to Gakpo. Back inside towards Jones, but Mateta collects. Ball is laid off. Out to the left-hand side for Kamada. Kamada dribbles this into the area. He takes a bit of a nudge there from Gravenberch. Still gets to the ball first. Plays this short to Will Hughes. Tackle's made. Palace want at the very least a corner. Van Dijk's helping back to the feet. It will be a Crystal Palace corner. The second corner of the afternoon. Got options inside the 6-yard box. Mateta, Richards, Munoz, all in there at the moment. The Cruy's up there too. In swinging corner, goes towards the near post, headed away up towards the halfway line. Getting there first is Tyreek Mitchell, gives this to Hughes. Hughes tries to beat his man, nearly beats 3, gets his foot back on the ball and does beat a third. Then the tackle's made by Gravenberch, who's gone to ground, and the referee says it's a free kick Liverpool. Long ball over the top's taken quickly, and away it goes by Daniel Munoz. There'll be a throw-in now on the left-hand side for Liverpool. And the last change is going to be made by Crystal Palace. And it's Daichi Kamada that's coming off. And he's going to be replaced by Justin Devenny. Very slow to leave the field is Kamada. The phone's taken by Kirkes. Goes back to Van Dijk. Now to Gravenberch. Across to Van Dijk again. Down the left-hand side for Kirkes. Can't beat his man. Out to play it goes. Munoz takes the throw-in quickly. Referee says it was actually Liverpool's throw-in, and Liverpool now with the urgency again. Throw-in taken by Kirkes, closed down by Devenny. Helped all the way back into their own half. 6 minutes added time has been indicated. Now across it goes to Gravenberch. Gravenberch out to Frimpong. Gets the ball back from Mo Salah. Frimpong still in possession at the moment. Across the middle it goes. Kieza's first touch over the top. Goes behind for a goal kick. Salah can't quite get onto the end of it. And Glasner's just issuing extra instructions to his players. It has finished Chelsea 1, Brighton 3 at the moment. Leeds 2, Bournemouth 2. Manchester City have beaten Burnley by 5-1 despite being level at 1-1 at half time. Away it goes by Henderson, flicked on, chased down at the moment by Nketiah. He's collided with Alisson. Referee's given nothing for it. Alisson's holding on to the ball. He's allowed play just to continue, but giving Alisson a bit more time. But he's slow back up to his feet. He's holding on to his ankle at the moment. I'm not sure if he's rolled it perhaps. He's just checking with the referee. Referee's allowing him to put the ball on the ground and continue with possession. He plays it now to Van Dijk and gets the ball back from him. Back to the right hand side now for Gravenberch. Can take this up towards the halfway line. Has support on his right. Goes to his left instead though now with Jones. Jones further to his left. Now Kieza. Kieza down to Gakpo. Gakpo surrounded by Crystal Palace players, but he wins his side of throw-in inside of Crystal Palace's half. Going taken by Kieza. Throws it back to Van Dijk. Across the middle it goes. Now to Frimpong. To the right hand side, down the line with Salah, back to Frimpong, who's made a bursting run down the right hand side, and as the run of Mitchell, cross goes in towards the middle into the arms of Henderson, who just slows it down as we are over halfway through the added time that has been allocated at the moment. And it's gone from can Liverpool hold on to can Crystal Palace hold on. It's tough because at the very least Crystal Palace deserves something out of this game, and whilst Liverpool as a collective may not, it's very harsh to say Alisson deserves anything other than a point out of this game after some of the saves that he's made to keep his side in it for as long as they were in it for. Now across to Van Dijk. Forward to Jones. Into Crystal Palace's half. He's out left for Kieza, but it's too far ahead of him. And it's out of play for a throw-in on the right-hand side now for Crystal Palace. Munoz with the ball. Down the line for support, gets the ball down for Devaney. It's passed through the middle and Nketiah is not happy with the direction of it, but it goes through to Frimpong. Now to Gravenberch, across to Van Dijk, can take this up towards the halfway line. Further down the left hand side now for Kieza by the touchline. Kieza wants to beat his man, lays this off to Gakpo. Inside it goes as well to Jones. Across now to Frimpong. Back to the halfway line for Gravenberch. Drags this inside and away from Mateta. Still gets the pass off nonetheless though to Van Dijk. A very slow moving pass to Kieza. Will he still get there? Over the top for Gakpo. He's under pressure by Richards. Tackle's gone in alongside Kieza, and it's a fair tackle says the referee as Kieza is off the field. Crystal Palace continue through the middle now. He's back with Gakpo. Now Jones. Kieza back to his feet and back on the field. Now to the right hand side from Gravenberch. Now for Frimpong. Now Salah onto his left foot. Can he get across into the box? No, chooses to go across instead to Van Dijk. Last 30 seconds of added time. Now for Kieza. Kieza to Gakpo. Tries to dribble this inside. Tackle made by Richards. Again, his clearance doesn't go far enough. Still with Liverpool at the moment as they win a throw-in on the left hand side. Kieza knows that time's running out. Takes his throw-in quickly to Van Dijk. Across the middle it goes now to Gravenberch. Inside of the centre circle, over the top towards the back post, headed away by Richards. Chased down by Devaney, stops it from going out to play for a throw-in and gets the ball into Liverpool's half. Mateta closes this down and away it goes by Van Dijk into the bench for Crystal Palace. It's thrown on the right-hand side now for Palace. Cross goes Daniel Munoz to take it. No rush for him, throws it down the line. Now with Devaney, into the middle for Eddie Nketiah. Nketiah onto the edge of the area, threads it back through. It's Kieza that gets there and gets the clearance away. A throw-in on the right-hand side now for Crystal Palace. And a long throw expected, perhaps the last chance of the game. On its way now for Crystal Palace on the right-hand side. Richards will take this throw-in. Lacroix's in there. Mateta's in there at the moment as well. Everybody up from the back. Gay's there as well. Tyreek Mitchell lurking. Throw comes in towards the near post. It's headed away as far as the edge of the area. Back in by Will Hughes. It's gone all the way to the back post. And it's been finished by Eddie Nketiah. Run straight off towards the Crystal Palace supporters. to celebrate as Arnie Slot goes straight towards the fourth official to grumble that there's been a minute extra played. Dean Henderson has run the length of the pitch to celebrate with the Crystal Palace players. The long throw in has been flicked on towards the back post, and Eddie Nketiah, with plenty of space, has time to take a touch and finish the ball past Alisson. For all their defensive efforts in this game, it's a well-earned victory for Crystal Palace. It's harsh on Alisson, who has done absolutely everything he can to keep the hosts at bay for the duration of the time that they were leading for. Liverpool thought they'd got themselves a lifeline when Federico Chiesa got themselves the equaliser, but Crystal Palace's substitute of their own, Eddie Nketiah, with his fourth goal for the club, just going to have a VAR check to check that he's onside, but he's placed it between the legs of Alisson. As soon as that's headed on, it's Gravenberch that I believe is keeping him onside. He's chested it away from Frimpong. It's a composed, it's cool, it's collected. It's Eddie Nketiah to make it Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1. The goal will go down in the 97th minute. There was only 6 minutes of added time due to be played, and Liverpool, who throughout the duration of this season have been known as a side that is key in the final 10 minutes of a fixture, we thought we were going to witness it again as they went level in added time, but Crystal Palace restore the 1-goal advantage with mere seconds left on the clock. Chris Kavanagh in constant conversation with Matt Donoghue at the moment to determine whether these celebrations for the host can restart, and we will have to wait. And at least we are calmer than that of Arnie Slot at the moment, who is showing very much frustration as it stands. The goal will stand. Oliver Glasner is telling all of his players to sit back, hold on to this lead for the seconds that are left. Just going to have a look. It's the heel. It is the heel of Ryan Gravenberch that has kept Nketiah onside. And no sooner have Liverpool got the game back underway than the full-time whistle has gone, and Arnie Slot has gone straight over to the fourth official to voice his displeasure. He might even get to see a red card at the moment, depending on the words that he says to Chris Kavanagh. But it won't change the result, it won't change the direction these 3 points are going in, and Crystal Palace are very good for the 3 points. It means at the top of the Premier League table, Liverpool will remain on 15 points, but it means, at least for now, while we wait to see Arsenal and Tottenham play their games, Crystal Palace will finish today second in the Premier League on 12 points from 6 games. Their unbeaten run continues. Their impressive form under Oliver Glasner will continue. It's 3 more points to the host. They took the lead inside 10 minutes as Ismaila Sarr confirmed his comeback from injury. Federico Chiesa thought he'd rescued a point for the visitors. If not, Liverpool could then have maybe gone on to take all 3 points. But at the final few seconds of the game, Alisson, who has been so good in goal for Liverpool throughout the course of the game, his defence was finally breached as Eddie Nketiah off the bench finds Crystal Palace all 3 points. It's been entertainment from start to finish. It has finally finished at Selhurst Park. Crystal